Hello and welcome to Fresh Talk. I'm your host, Eric Toal. Today's going to be a little bit different than my normal format, but we are going to discuss some things that are going on that are fresh in the world today. Currently in the Philippines, primarily in the city of Tacloban, there is a typhoon, Typhoon Haiyan, that is currently devastating the areas that are located in that vicinity of the Philippines. Normally, I don't do a news segment on this show, but this has been such a serious matter and such a massive amount of destruction and devastation that I felt that, here at Gay Life Television, we needed to take a moment out to, discuss what's actually going on in this world in a very serious, very fresh disaster that's happening right now. There have been so many efforts been made right now to help these people. Aid has been very difficult to get to them due to all the destruction and debris. The main airport in Tacloban is basically disabled, so they are currently shipping everything into Cebu Air Base and trying to do ground efforts to get everything to these people as fast as they possibly can. And currently, right now, there is a tropical depression that is also hindering the efforts, grounding flights and stopping people from being able to get into the city to help these people. They've been going days without food, without clean water. Many people are injured right now. The death toll is estimated at 1,774 people and growing. That they're estimating that in areas outside of Tacloban and through the debris that there could be up to almost 10,000 people that are either killed or injured due to this. To help with some of these numbers, I am going to read. I normally don't read on the show, but there are more than 4 million people right now that are affected by this typhoon. About a third of law enforcement military from the Philippines are unable to even assist. Some of them are presumed to be part of the devastation. They are missing, not able to make it to help these people. So they're really relying on outside efforts currently right now to come in and help these people. But due to the weather and all the destruction, it's becoming increasingly more difficult to reach these people in time. There are dead bodies throughout the streets, and due to the weather and climate there, these people are also dealing with the fumes from the bodies, the disease and contamination that the bodies are causing for any water that they may find. So these people are trying very desperately to get out of this situation, get to areas that are shelters, trying to get food and water as fast as they possibly can. And a lot of women and children are in this situation as well, elderly people. So the need is there, and there are a lot of organizations currently coming out to help with this. And this is something that I like to talk about, is organizations, people helping. There are a lot of great organizations out there that have stepped up. Just to name a few of them on here, some of them include the Action Against Hunger, Habitat for Humanity, Save the Children. One that I was very proud of was direct sales company Amway, which is an American distributing company that also has ties to the Philippines and workers in the Philippines. They released an immediate press release saying that they have contacted the workers down there and have made every effort to get supplies and money to them. The U.S. has released about $25 million in emergency funds. They have sent over military, Marines, other military force over, Navy ships they're sending over to get there where airplanes cannot get to. And the UN has released a lot of aid as well. Other countries are coming on board. And I like to always, give credit to those who help others. And that's part of what my format of my show is. Usually it's businesses or charitable organizations. And they do a lot. And I like to give the positive side of that. Right now, we have a global effort, not just a single charity. Everybody must come together as a community and help. This is affecting everybody. I personally actually know someone who is very near to the danger zone of what's happening in the Philippines. Luckily, he and his family are safe. I had, several contacts with him where he has, said that he is safe. All of those people, including him and his family, are in my prayers. As I hope all of you feel the same. So on my fan page as well, I always post things and updates. So there will be links later on the fan page for you to find out how you can donate and help with this effort. Every little bit helps. When you have nothing, even the smallest of something can make a difference. These people are starting from scratch. They have nothing. They actually at this time almost have access to what little is being sent over. They can't even get to. So I mean, it's growing drastically. I mean, as this goes on, I've been following it on my computer here. This is happening as we're recording. More things are happening. This tropical depression is delaying flights, delaying aid, causing landslides, mudslides, increasing the flooding that has already occurred. So, I mean, it's adding insult to injury to an already devastated population. There have been concerns of anarchy, businesses defending themselves, from looting, women and children, there's power lines down. So when the lights go out, they are subject to everything, the elements, animals, and sad to say, people that have less than decent intentions towards others. And all of these things accumulate and just build in this time of chaos. And, it's very frightening and challenging for these people. People losing family members, children. I mean, the devastation is just astronomical. And I really wanted to make sure that people at home, if you haven't really been following this or haven't seen it in the news, which I don't know how because it's everywhere right now, but if you haven't and you're seeing this for the first time, please take an effort to go online, to go on the news and check out more details about this. I mean, this could happen anywhere. These type of disasters can happen anywhere. And with the climate changes and all the things that are happening in our world today, it is a serious matter that we need to, wake up and address and be aware of and be prepared for. These people are used to typhoons, but the level of this was described as being in the center of a tornado for 4 hours. Usually, it's in a matter of minutes. Somewhere in the Midwest, you get a tornado, wipes out some houses. The devastation is very serious, but this had wind speeds of over 200 miles per hour. That was rated the equivalent of about 104 square pounds of pressure. I mean, that's insane to imagine having that beat down on the buildings that you're in when these structures were probably not even that sturdy to begin with. So, I mean, this is a very serious matter, and that's why I'm addressing it today. But right now, we are actually getting ready to go to commercial break, and when we come back, we'll discuss a little bit more about what's going on in the Philippines and how you can be a help of it and help donate to help this cause. Oh, I'm sorry. I must have timed it wrong. Welcome back to Fresh Talk in our special edition. This is our news segment right now on the devastation that's happening due to the typhoon in the Philippines. These people had little to no idea what was coming to them. They were used to these typhoons in the past, but not to the level that it is. And they've already came out of, recent devastation and natural disasters. I mean, recently here, as I have to read, over 620,000 people were already displaced due to previous earthquake that took place in October. So many of these people that are already in this devastation had no shelter or home. They were homeless. They had nowhere to go to protect themselves from, winds and flooding. I mean, over 200 miles per hour, equating to about 104 pounds of pressure per square foot. Some of these people were bearing this on the open skin. They were just out in the open, homeless. People that were in structures or weren't in safe structures are now currently lying under debris in the streets. People are trying to struggle to find their relatives' homes, pleading with what media can get there, on these shows to see if their relatives are even out there. Many people say that they're the only survivors from their family or got out just barely while the rest of their family was taken by the storm. The mayor of the area in Tacloban said that there wasn't a person he talked to that didn't lose someone or had someone injured in this storm. and more people are coming, to these relief areas as best they can. Now, you think, okay, they'll just migrate to some relief area or center or shelter, but how they have to get there was described by one of the storm chasers who was actually in that area to document the storm. They were helping other people that were injured. While walking through the water, you also have to understand you're going through water that has debris, things like metal roofing that can cut through you. One of their people were actually injured and had cut through the one guy's leg down to the bone. Now you have rusty metal pieces of roof that are doing these things. There's, disease, infection, tetanus that you have to worry about. Another description was also on the fact that down power lines were still running in the water, and you could actually feel the electrical current in the water. Now, that's alarming, and depending on how close you are to that, could also be deadly. So these people have to travel through water, debris, possible electrical currents, depending on what area and location they're in, all to get to this help and aid, which is being hindered by another tropical storm that it's grounding these flights. Now, as I said before, there are a lot of efforts being made to help these people. There are great charities and organizations. Another one that I didn't mention earlier is UNICEF. I know everyone probably went to school and collected those little boxes full of pennies and thought, oh yeah, we're just donating this box of pennies somewhere. But these people are actually making a huge effort to help these people, and they do it all around the world. And they get little notification on when these things are going to happen. They have to be ready on a whim's notice to get in there and help these people. So the funds that they collect throughout the years help when these situations come. So it's not just throwing money at it when it happens. We always have to be prepared for these things because, these could happen one after the other in many different areas. We need to be ready as a society, as a culture, as a community, as a country, as a world to be able to help. When these things happen, culture, government, religion, law, none of that matters. It comes down to the basic human survival and caring about other humans. All humans should care about each other. We should love each other, respect each other, and look out for each other in our times of need. And I think sometimes those messages of human respect get distorted over everyday pettiness and, our striving to be something in a certain culture. But right now, we need to come together as a world and forget all the things that divide us and focus on the one thing that unites us, and that is respect for human life and survival. And these people need that right now. They need you to come on board and send whatever support you can, whether in goods, in monetary, or even just helping spread the word like I am today on this show to other people that can do what you can. Not everyone's going to be able to help, but if everyone in the U.S. sent $1, that in itself is a difference. That would make a huge difference to people that have nothing. And that's what I'm trying to get across with all my messages on these shows, is that we all can help in some way. And right now, the devastation in the Philippines is growing. You have women and children that are starving, dehydrating. They're in an area where you think they're surrounded by water, but that water, one, is salt water around them. Two, even if they could drink the salt water around them, is now contaminated by all the debris, chemicals and toxins and things like that that come from our everyday lives and the things that we do and build. Gasoline, chemicals, everything that, we use in everyday life are now being leaked into the water that they possibly could have drank. So this is by far one of the biggest disasters that this world has seen. Not, a country, not an island, the world. This is huge. You're probably drinking something right now, possibly a bottle of water. That would be like gold to these people right now. So these are things that these different organizations are sending out for. So when people ask you for donations, especially these charitable organizations, don't scoff at it. Even the little bit that you can give will one day, maybe even today in the Philippines, make a huge difference. And these are things that we need to worry about. We need to worry about the world, not just ourselves. We have to take care of ourselves first so that we can be good to take care of others. But we also have to put ourselves in a position where, if need be, we can be there for our community and the world. And, these people have been crying out. There have been interviews where people have been pleading for aid. They need outside aid. People on the Philippines are so widespread, devastated, and the ground efforts that they have, the supplies that they had for typhoons like this have been wiped out. Their shelters have been wiped out. Their supplies for emergency purposes have been wiped out. They have nothing at ground zero to help these people. That's why they need the outside aid. One woman described it as worse than hell. Babies are being born in this situation. I mean, they already have reports of several children being born during this horrible, horrible time. And it's so hard for children to understand what's going on. As I was watching one of the reports and they showed a live feed of a woman and her child, she was in tears and devastated, yet that baby was happy and smiling because they don't know. They don't know any better. They are our future. They're going to learn sooner than later, the effects that these natural disasters and sometimes man-made disasters can have. But right now, that child needs a chance to find out what this world is or what it can be. And that's where these relief efforts are most needed. Women and children, the future of our world, the future of the Philippines. These people are being wiped out by the thousands because of this storm. That's a huge chunk of the population being removed. That is their culture, their people, their identity being wiped literally from the map. And these are the things that we need to focus on helping. We cannot allow these people to die unnecessarily. We have to stand up and do what we can. And as hard as it is to get that relief and those efforts to them, you definitely want to step up. Now, there are a lot of government organizations that are donating to this. However, I am a huge advocate for non-government organizations that help these efforts too. They are able to do things that the government usually has regulations on that would be delayed or take longer than necessary when these people need immediate attention due to certain regulations. So some of these non-governmental organizations are stepping up faster than the government organizations to get in there and help. There are news reporters that were sent down there and crews that were sent down there to cover this story that find themselves in the devastation and also find themselves helping the people that are down there. They are making an effort to document this while helping others. That is what you need to do in this world, is step up. Even when you're there for a different purpose, sometimes your purpose in this life can drastically change. And that's when we have to step up. This isn't my normal format of the show. However, I felt the need to step up and let you know what we need to do and how we can help. So once again, if you go to my fan page, it's facebook.com/freshtalkeric. There are going to be links where you can find out more about what's going on in the Philippines and how you can donate and help. This is a global effort, and I really hope that everyone takes the time to really help out and do what they can for this devastation. Now, in closing, I wanted to just let everyone know that I always say you should wake up every day and be thankful for what you have. Even if you have problems, be thankful to be alive, to have them, because you can always find solutions. These people one day are going to be thankful that they survived through this. And I really want, everyone to know that this is something that they can recover from. They will always remember it. They will always be devastated by what happened. And no one will ever be able to replace the loss of the people and lives. But through our efforts and help, these people can recover. They can rebuild. And they can do this with our help. So I would always encourage people, even in this situation or in the future, if you have a chance, if you have the ability, if you have the means, whether monetary or extra goods. If you own a business and you can afford to write off some charitable donations, send them to where they're really needed. Sometimes we actually in life end up with more than we need, and there are others that have less than they need. If all of our needs are met and we have an excess that can help others, it is our right, it is our job and our duty as humans to help those in need. I don't care what religion you're from or group or organizations you're from. All good organizations and religions talk about helping others, loving thy neighbor. You know, it can be said in a million different ways, but what it comes down to is knowing that their need could someday be your need. What you have right now, whether it be a nice house, car, could be wiped off the map just like these people have had done to them. So, think about what you have. Think about how you would feel to lose it. And then think about what you can give. And that is the true meaning of charity. Knowing the difference between need, excess, and what you can do for others. I really hope that, this has reached out to people and touched people. I hope that people in the Philippines know that I am deeply, deeply affected by this, and, my prayers go out to you. I spent all night watching different news coverages, reporting this, getting these facts for this show, and I'm not going to lie, for most of it, I was in tears, thinking about all the things that were happening and how it could be me. So easily it could be any of us. And these are the things that I always want to make sure that we really focus on. So in closing, I really want to thank you for watching this special edition of Fresh Talk. And I, as always, want to thank our Roku viewers, our Justin.tv viewers, MondoClub.com viewers, and our Smart TV viewers. You are the people that are out there making a difference. You're educating yourself, you're informing yourself. Take that and take it into action. So, I would really like to thank you, and I really hope that you take the time out to educate yourself on this situation and help out those people that are in dire need right now in the Philippines and in every other aspect of our world when you have the chance to do so. Thank you for watching, and remember to always stay fresh.